And what we are talking about today is holotining, the reasons why we're holotining, why holotining is so important, and none other than Course Superintendent and expert greenkeeper Mike Westman. Often members comment and say, yeah, you know, your greens are so good right now, do we have to holotine? And I just wanted to maybe unpack some of the reasons why we holotine. And from what you've taught me over the many years is that there are really four main reasons why we holotine. The one is to, am I correct in saying, remove the thatch on the top of the grass blade. The second is to create aeration. The third is to reduce compaction. And the fourth is to basically allow a nice open avenue for water filtration into the green subsoil profile. Are those basically in theory the reasons why?
100% correct, Damian. So thatch removal is a natural process for the grass, the growing of the grass.
Yeah.
When we tine, we're removing about 5% of that surface.
Yeah.
So it looks like a lot when we want to tine the greens, but it's not really.
But you also really want the grass, the leaf of the grass blade to lie flat. You know, you don't really want it standing up too much. The roll of the ball really gets affected if it's too thatchy, eh?
Yeah, I think the negative aspects of thatch. I mean, if you're walking on a green and you see footprinting, then you know the green's thatchy.
100%.
You're heading that way.
Yeah.
Over fertilizing, a lot of nitrogen would cause that. Over watering would do that. Like I said, it's a natural. I think it's a natural process for the grass, and you have to go through the cultivation practices to maintain good greens year round. So if you skip a holotining and if you don't do it, then it negatively affects you. Maybe not in the short term, but in the long term, you do see the effects of it.
I think with the golfers is they always understand it when you unpack the reasons why, and they buy into the best practices. But I think any disruption in their golf time is never going to be favorably received. But with us, we've got, what are these basically? The tines, Mike? The actual...
Yeah, so those are holotines. That's the size for the greens. Obviously, you don't want to go too big on a green.
Yeah, so it's about 16 millimeters.
Yeah, so that's a 16 mil. The core that you're pulling out is 13 mil, which is the biggest you get. You don't get a bigger tine than that.
Okay.
But for our A1, A4 greens, we need to be quite aggressive.
Okay.
But you can't go too large, else your recovery time takes too long.
Yeah.
And then those would be the fairway size. Obviously, our cool season grasses, they don't need such a large tine as what you could go on a Bermuda or a Kikuyu grass.
Yeah.
Kikuyu grass would go even larger than that.
Okay.
So that's a 23 mil tine with an 18 core.
Yeah. I think it's very clear from Mike that it's a best practice. It's something that we need to do. And if it wasn't the best practice, clubs around the world wouldn't do it. So there's really no other way but to follow best practices here to remain the second best golf course in South Africa.